you.
Montag, lieben, glauben, globen.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
You're listening to Allman in the Morning. Common Sense Radio.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty fly for a white guy. I'm talking about you, Dr. Corey.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Corey Solman. You know what? I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity.
Why?
Well, because I've heard you on Glover's show, and I've always been like, man, I wish I could have a guy like that on my show.
Well,
and
I think Glover's made me a celebrity, but you're going to take me to the next level.
I'm going to take you to the next level, and it's been awesome hearing you over the years on 97.1, and you're a great guy, and you are the man with Orthopedic Sports Medicine and Spine Care Institute, Dr. Corey Solman, who is a great guy, but also, though, we're kindred spirits is what we are. I mean, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
In terms of, like, getting the message out there.
That's right. That's our goal.
Right on. And you and I hung out along with Christy Thaler and Beth Ann Bushel, and we hung out at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
We had a great time.
That was a nice night. That was a great night.
It was great.
I think it was supposed to be like an hour, right? And we
Which
were
turned
there.
into 4?
We closed the place practically. I felt like we did at least. And it was a great time because we had so many great conversations, and it was pre-election, and
Right.
and we were, hoping for the best and had a great conversation. And so I thought it'd be great to talk to you not only about orthopedic sports medicine and the Spine Care Institute, and we'll get to that, but I just had a phone call about, we've had discussions where we're in teaching moments now. For instance, about how ridiculous it is that the media, when they talk about tax breaks, always put it in the framework of it's costing the government money, which I think is twisted and sick, tell you the truth.
Right.
And so then we got a discussion about the federal income tax. And somebody kept calling in, and we had a couple callers, and they kept calling it the 10th Amendment. I said the federal income tax couldn't be farther from the 10th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which empowers the states. It's the 16th, which is the federal income tax. But the federal income tax began the growth of government. It's why we have the government we have right now, which is gigantic, and it's a beast that constantly needs to be fed. And you're a guy out there in the professional world who works probably 3 out of the 7 days a week feeding it.
True. Very true.
I mean, and we need relief.
I think we need relief too. I'm kind of the person that we all work hard for our money, and it's be nice to keep as much as we can keep.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, it allows us, because you're considered a small business guy, not only a doctor but a small business guy.
That's correct.
And all people have to do is talk to a guy who pays federal income taxes quarterly. And you'll see that you easily become a conservative very quickly.
Right. We have a group of 8 doctors, and we probably have 50-plus employees, so it really is a true small business, and we do get hit with a fair amount of taxes.
So what is the fate as it relates to this new generation we have of government, which is seemingly, hopefully, if Donald Trump is speaking his word, we're going to start rolling back this regulatory environment that has crimped pretty much every industry, including the medical. Correct? How do things change for you possibly?
I think things will maybe get a little bit better, because I think the main issue people have, and as you've heard over the years, is with Obamacare and HMO type practices, is people don't have access to maybe the best care that they want to have access to.
Right.
And I think that's a problem. Obviously, we have the problem of people being uninsured or being underinsured, and that's certainly a problem also that needs to be taken care of.
Right. And I imagine the idea of health savings accounts is going to be ultimately a good one too. So tell me about you guys. Tell me about you and the 8 doctors.
Well, myself, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I specialize in sports medicine. I do a lot of also knee replacements, hip replacements, and shoulder replacements, and so that's kind of been my forte over the last 15 years since I've been in St. Louis. And I started in St. Louis in 2002, so I've been here since that time.
Yeah.
And then we have a wide array of people in our practice. We have a spine surgeon. We have non-operative spine specialists that take care of people when they don't need surgery or before or after they need surgery. And we also have 2 other orthopedic surgeons in the practice. So it's a pretty good diversity diverse group of people that can take care of people with non-surgical and surgical problems and help them before and after those issues.
So you have a lot of, because I know I have a lot of listeners like this, you have a lot of people who are weekend warriors, or they're people who come in, they've been running for 25 years or whatever, and finally it's like, I can't do this, but I want to keep doing it.
Right.
And you help them out.
Yeah, we do. I have a lot of people that come in who will see their primary care doctor or somebody else, and they'll say, you're just too old, you need to stop running. And that's not really our mantra when they come in to see us. We really want to try to get them to do things. If they need to change, if they run every day and they can't do it anymore, and we say, hey, maybe you run 3 days a week, bike 3 days a week, cross-train 3 days a week, maybe that's something else, something that they need to work themselves into. And, usually they'll accept that at some point if they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, because, I know that sometimes, and I asked you this even though like doctors hate it when you ask them things like, hey, could I do this even with, can I go ahead and replace my knee right. even though I don't need to, just in the off chance it's going to hurt me later on?
I've heard that before.
Dude, don't do that.
Right.
But honestly, though, too, the turnaround, people think of these kinds of, this kind of care as taking a long time, they're bedridden forever, and, you break the mold in terms of the turnaround after you care for them.
Right. We try and we've tried and developed over the years, and some doctors and specialists have over the years developed these what we call rapid recovery programs, and people need to understand that if they have a replacement of a joint or if they have a rotator cuff repair, they're not going to be crippled for 6 months. It's going to be a process. They're going to have a time where they're going to be down, so to speak, but they're going to be progressively able to do more and more over time, and obviously depending on the situation, we're going to educate them as to what those timeframes are going to be when they come in and see us, and they're going to know before they leave the office, if they decide to have a surgical procedure, that they know every step of the way what's going to happen and where they're going to be at what point in time.
And as we head into the Christmas holidays, some people do, since they have some time off, they go ahead and take that time to go ahead and have the work done that they need to have done, right? So you're stacked up.
Well, they also do that because their deductibles are going to kick in January again.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a very important part of why we're so busy this time of year.
And why you don't get a Christmas vacation?
That's right.
Is that correct?
That's
There's
right.
no such thing as
no presents either.
Corey Solman's life. Check it out at orthopedicsportsmed.com, and you can call them. They're right there in Kirkwood. Very easy to get to. 314-966-8887. I think I went into you guys a long time ago.
I probably
right
wasn't
off
there.
the street. No, you probably weren't there. It was a long time ago, because what happened is I was doing this motorcycle class, and I dumped a motorcycle on my foot. And in the class, can you imagine that? Like I'm being
just a little
taught.
Embarrassing, maybe.
Yeah, I totally dumped the motorcycle on my foot. I
probably
felt,
failed the class.
I kind of did.
I don't think you got it.
And then I went back to Surdike and did the class there, and was like the last in the class there too. So the motorcycle thing wasn't working out for me. Anyway, I dumped it on my foot, and I was a runner, and it was like hurting me. I thought I broke my foot or something. So I think I went into that office like cold, and they gave me a boot, and I took the boot off like within 10 hours. Because I couldn't stand it.
It was great, wasn't it?
And I never got care, and it was like crazy. So I might have to go back to you guys and figure out what's going on there. Because I'm still running, but every once in a while it's a little rough. But hang out. Can you hang out for a little while?
Yes, sir.
All right. That is Corey Solman, star of stage and screen, and I'm so glad to have him, and really honored to have him as a supporter of free conservative radio here. Check it out at orthopedicsportsmed.com, 314-966-8887. Speaking of sports, ESPN's ratings, our subscriptions are completely in the tank. We'll talk about that and why, and your phone calls, 969-9797, 866-455-9797. Don't forget, we have our Trans-Siberian Orchestra ticket giveaway coming up at 8:10.